This is the introduction to the listening component of the IELTS test. In this video, we look at the different components and what that entitles. It also will give you a basic overall understanding of what to expect out of the listening test. So the listening part is for about 30 minutes. You listen to an audio that's being played for 30 minutes. The audio will not be repeated again, so you have to concentrate and listen the first time around. It has 4 sections and it does get progressively harder. In section 1, you will look at, you listen to a conversation between 2 people, and it's usually set in a social setting. So it'll be something like 2 friends talking about a concert that they want to attend or something like that. The second recording is usually a monologue, and it's also set in a social setting, but it's usually a person talking about a facility at the local library or at the gym, the spa treatments that are available and all that. You could also get a map as part of that to answer questions. When we do the questions and go into the specific aspects of the listening test, we look at how to answer the map. So recording 3 is usually a conversation between 2 to 4 people, and it's usually set in an educational setting. So it could be students talking to their tutor about a project or the assignment or their thesis. The last recording is usually a monologue, and it's usually on some academic topic, and a lecturer would probably present the academic topic. So like I just said in the introduction, the listening takes about 30 minutes, and then you have 10 minutes to copy the answers to the answer sheet. Each question carries 1 mark, and you have to answer 40 questions, and there's absolutely no negative marking. So try and attempt every question. So we'll just go into some of the general overall tips for the listening that you need to be wary of. The first thing is that you really need to read the question carefully before you listen. The tape will give you time to read the questions before you answer them. Use that time judiciously and try and read the questions, and circle and underline the keywords as and when possible. Try and also predict your answers by trying to think of what the speaker might be saying, because that will give you a vague idea of what to look for. For example, if a question has something like postcode written on the side and then a dash, a fill in the blank on the right. So you know that you have to complete that with a postcode. So knowing that is going to help you answer and be quicker at answering the questions. So focus on the question as a whole and read while you listen. So the trick with the listening is that you're reading the question, you're listening, and you're writing the answers at the same time. So you've got to be doing all the 3. So try and look at the whole question. Don't narrow down on just one aspect of it, because then you might miss the whole topic and what they're trying to say. So related to that is the next point, where you have to try and look at 2 questions at the same time. Okay, so for example, if you miss question 2, then you'll know when you're at question 3, you'll know that you've missed question 2 because you've been looking at 2 and 3 at the same time. Okay, so be wary of that. So the other thing is, write the answers as you listen. Do not wait until the end to do so. Okay, so take time and write the answers as you listen, because you will not have time in the end to write the answers on the question paper. Alright, try and practice your shorthand so that you can write faster. Always check your answers. I cannot stress this enough. Always check for numbers, plurals, spellings, grammar, those kind of mistakes. Alright, so be wary of that. Read the instructions for each section carefully, because it'll always be different. It won't always be different, but sometimes it might be different from your practice test. So try and read your answers carefully as much as you can. I beg your pardon. Try and read the instructions carefully. Alright, so going on to the next one. If there is a word that you do not know, don't worry about it, because maybe you will not need that to answer the question. So don't get caught up or stuck on that one word thinking, oh my days, I don't know what this word means. So let it go and just carry on reading. And again, on the next point, okay, if you don't know what the answer is, Like I said earlier, attempt it. But don't waste time thinking about it over and over and spending a lot of time on it, because the tape is going to keep playing and you will not have time to spare in the end. Okay. The next thing, don't check your answers from the previous section when you have a break. So instead of doing that, I would recommend just quickly scan through the questions you've just finished, and then take that extra time to read the questions that will come up in the next section, because then you're prepared. The more you know about what you're going to listen, the better you are going to be at picking out the right answer. All right. And the last point here, do not write answers too quickly. So if, let's say you have a note completion and it says at, and then you've got to fill up that note in the gap. The correct answer is noon. But if you put at noon again on the answer sheet, that's going to be wrong. As simple as that. So the correct answer will be noon. Okay, so take note of those little things. Don't repeat the same words that are in the question onto your answer script. The other thing, don't panic if you think the topic's too difficult. Just take a deep breath, relax, focus, and do your best. So, as I said earlier, read, write, and listen at the same time. Okay, the only way that you can do this is to practice doing this skill. Alright, so keep practicing, do the practice tests. That will equip you to be better at doing multitasking. Alright, and focus precisely on what you're asked to do in completion type of questions. Okay, don't get caught up with, oh, do I write words or do I write the alphabet or the letters? So read the instruction and just follow the instructions. The last thing for this part is pay attention to the word limit. Okay, for example, if you're asked to complete with no more than 2 words, then you just need to stick to just those 2 words. Of any of the articles or prepositions, all are considered as words as well. So it will be incorrect. Okay. So attempt all the questions. Like I said, there's no negative marking for incorrect answers. So please attempt all the questions. Take time to check your answers in the end. And the other thing, be aware that sometimes these are the kind of traps that they have in the listening. There's quite a few that they will have. Be aware that the speaker might change the answer by the end of the conversation. For example, if one of the speaker is saying, let's meet at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. The person who's replying might say, actually, 4 p.m. on Thursday works better for me. So your correct answer will be 4 p.m. on Thursday. Okay, so be aware of that. All right. So write the correct letter for the answer when the answer is an alphabet and not the word. So I've had students who've done this before in practice tests. So it's just something that you need to be wary of. That's why I emphasize read the question. If it says choose the correct letter, then your answer is going to be the letter, not the words. All right. And the last thing, concentrate, concentrate, concentrate. Listen well. You only have 30 minutes that you need to concentrate for. So do your best and concentrate. Actively listen. Be involved. Be fully involved. Let every part of your mind and body just be listening to the audio. All right. So that's the end of the listening tips that I'll give you. Thank you.